Hey guys, I'm Ryan Wright.
Hey guys, I'm Jerry.
We're gonna check out the trailer for a film that Jerry already saw the green band for. It's Michael Bay's new movie.
Yeah, I was shocked by that.
Starring, I think John Krasinski's in this? 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi.
Yeah.
Is that it right?
Yeah, Benghazi.
Yeah.
Some socially relevant shit.
Red Band Michael Bay. Birds! Need Michael Bay birds. To protect CIA outposts and personnel in unstable regions. The agency employs elite ex-military operators. These are the Expendables. 2012. The threat level in Benghazi, Libya was unpredictable.
Libyan visa. Official.
Pull over for inspection.
Sorry, sir, I can't do that.
Pull over for inspection.
How willing are you to die for your country? I'm ready to go right here, right now.
All right.
Everybody, this is Jack Silva.
Jack.
We train SEALs at Coronado, so he knows the drill.
Welcome to Club, man.
We need immediate assistance. We are overrun.
State's under attack. Let's go, man. State's under attack.
Let's go. We gotta move. If you do not get here soon, we're all gonna fucking die.
We have a U.S. ambassador at risk.
The ambassador is in his safe haven. You're not the first responders. You're the last resort.
Hey!
You will.
From Breaking Bad.
None of you have to go. But we are the only help they have.
Time to kick some ass. That's what everyone at the theater booed.
Oh, you saw this in the theater?
No, I just am saying. When everything went wrong.
Never came.
You're not giving orders anymore. You're in my world now.
We have 36 American lives to save.
January.
Interesting. Huh. I mean, I was surprised that was Michael Bay the first time I saw it. I did not know.
Really? It's shot like a Michael Bay film.
Yeah, but it's just more, like, it just seems like it's more serious than any Michael Bay movie. It doesn't seem like it's fun at all.
Well, there was a time where a lot of his films were actioners, but they were very serious.
Yeah.
In tone.
Maybe it's just because movies like these that are about very relevant, very modern warfare are kind of jarring and upsetting to me.
I'm worried Michael Bay is going to try a little too hard.
Well, Michael Bay already made, like, especially the Transformers movies, like, they're very jingoistic, and so I'm curious as to how natural this is going to play versus how, like, America, like, red-blooded American this is going to play, because, I mean, that's a sensitive topic.
That's where I'm a little concerned, because that's what I mean by Michael Bay is going to probably try too hard to actually maybe get these political points in, like, I'm gonna show it could be a meaningful director right now, but then he's gonna get caught up in action sequences. It's a good trailer, but knowing Michael Bay movies prior to Transformers and knowing how his trailers would go down too, that's what I'm predicting from this. The main reason I will watch this, if any, is because of John Krasinski.
Yeah, he looks good in this, man. He does.
I gotta admit, at first I was like, I kind of want to make an Office joke right now because he's all bearded up and serious, but...
Where Jim went after Dunder
Mifflin. Yeah, after Dunder Mifflin. I'm looking at this footage and I'm like, he looks like a badass. He looks like he's gonna do it well.
That's what I'm curious about, because this movie doesn't look badass in the same way that other Michael Bay movies have, like, a badassness. Like, it does look, you know, at least from this trailer, like immediate and like, you know, we're doing what we have to do. I don't necessarily trust Michael Bay with a movie like this, but that being said, you know, it's like, we've sort of seen this before. It's like, I believe if you give Michael Bay a good script, he can make a good movie out of it. And the way it's shot, like, it certainly puts you right there, you know, and there's nothing to suggest otherwise anywhere in this trailer. It all seems like you're right in the room for everything, and that can be very jarring.
Yeah, no, this looks like it looks like a dramatic political thriller. It doesn't feel like Michael Bay entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'm curious.
But it could just be a really well-cut trailer.
I'm curious, but I'm not exactly cautiously optimistic.
That's how I feel about Michael Bay and Zack Snyder movies. They get the best fucking trailers. Every Transformers trailer, I have fallen asleep at 3 out of the 4 Transformers movies.
Yeah.
And every Transformers movie that comes out, I'm like, this looks like it's gonna be a really good Transformers movie.
Yeah.
They get trailers, and so I don't know. And it's a January movie. Not saying only bad movies come out in January, but usually bad movies come out in January.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Is like, do they put it there just because there's nowhere else to put it exactly? Like maybe it's maybe like worst case scenario, maybe it's really well done, but it's not quite heavy enough. Like maybe Zero Dark 30 already covered this in a more qualitative way.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel right now because, you know, it's like the Transformers movies, the trailers always look really great because it's what makes the trailers look good and what makes the movies not work, is like they're taking themselves so seriously. So the trailer's like, whoa, that's awesome.
No.
And it works for 2 minutes. But for almost 3 hours, you're like, stop taking yourself so seriously.
That's what I mean by Michael Bay trying too hard.
This movie is like, this is a real situation worth taking seriously.
Though.
Yeah. Michael Bay is very patriotic, but in like an aggressive, bro-y kind of like, fuck yeah, America kind of way. Like, that's kind of abrasive, because Transformers movies are very much like that. They're very jingoistic. So, I don't know.
Gale from Breaking Bad is in there.
Is that really Gale?
That's Gale.
Oh,
I'll never forget Gale.
I love Gale.
Yeah, I'll watch it again just so I can make Gale jokes about Breaking Bad and The Office crossing over to each other.
This is the place for that.
I want to be the Dunder Mifflin manager. Dwight, I want your bobblehead, yo. Okay, you brought up Zero Dark 30 earlier.
Yeah.
Zero Dark 30 was really real, you know?
Really real, and it also had a certain level of to me anyway, it felt genuine. It didn't feel swayed in one, you know, message direction or another. It didn't feel overly right or left wing. It just felt kind of natural.
I may be being too hard here, but it just feels a little over dramatized. And I feel that
this is so fucking intense.
Yeah, and I feel like they heightened up a lot of the actions. Because is this based on a true story?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like they probably really amped up the action sequences as opposed to what happened in real life. Something tells me that's what's gonna happen. More propaganda, Michael Bay. Thank you.
That's what I'm worried about right now, because Michael Bay is good at that. And like, there's some manipulative imagery in there too, like the whole like, oh, the American flag.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I feel like any wartime situation is a little more, you know, difficult to sift through than just like, fuck you, America.
The cinematography, though, looks great. It really does look amazing.
Yeah, no, Michael Bay.
I mean, it's got some signature Michael Bay shots, you know, where the kind of sideways and zooming in, all sweeping shot. The lighting looks similar, but
everything is sweaty.
Yeah, everything's really sweaty. It always looks so hot in a Michael Bay movie.
Michael Bay must write all, or you know, like, you know, do all of his thinking and script breakdowns in a sauna. Like, he just comes up with all his ideas in his sweatbox. I'm already worried about him in terms of the storytelling department, and now I'm very, this is like the most worried I would be about a Michael Bay movie handling its subject matter.
I have a feeling this is going to be one of those trailers where people are like, this looks good, but the second it says from director Michael Bay, everyone's going to be like, oh, fuck.
Well, because it immediately makes you doubt what you're seeing. It immediately makes you go like, oh, I don't know.
Here's the problems with the trailer.
Yeah, it's like, oh, when I'm watching this, I can imagine I'm going to kind of need a shower like, you know, afterwards.
Yeah, his films can sometimes be a headache and vary over way too long.
I just don't know if I trust him with this material, you know? And he's always technically good. He's a technically great director, and the performances look fine, but I don't trust him with the subject matter.
Well, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning into the channel. If you're new to it, you can subscribe to The Real Rejects.
The Real Rejects.
You can check out Reasons to Jerry and Dank Ass Stubbs, motherfuckers. And you can check out us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Vine, Periscope. More propaganda, Michael Bay. Thank you. Jack Hogarth.
Jack Hogarth, like the Iron Giant.
Yes. Please shout me out, JMH2517. Jack Hogarth. That is actually a type of oral sex maneuver.
What?
The Hogarth. The Jack Hogarth. That's where you're jerking off the penis at the same time.
Hold on, let me get my notebook. I gotta take some notes here. All right.
Yeah, so you're jerking off the penis while you're blowing it, typical, right? But then what you have to do is you got to get into a handstand afterwards. So while your mouth is on it, you got to like cartwheel into a handstand.
This is really complicated.
And then and then when they thrust the guy, he has to put his arms out like this and like a really obvious hump into the mouth and until she chokes and then pukes. The Jack Hogarth.
Why?
I don't know. Some people are into it, man. I tried it once.